Welcome back. Here we are. We're going to do the little tutorial on uploading and collecting your artifacts into the Google Documents or Drive. First, again, we start with Google Chrome and go to google.com, and in the top right there's the sign in. Now it remembered my username and my password. If not, just type it in and now click sign in. And once you're signed in, we have the apps up above, as you recall, and here I'm going to click on more and just go right to documents. Now if your domain has upgraded to the new Google Drive, it will say Drive and not Documents. Click on that, and now here is my list of documents. There are no documents in my home list at the moment. Yours may have some in it or not, and I click on these are documents owned by me, and these are collections. Now collections are like folders. The new Google Drive actually calls them folders. And if you're uploading individual documents and you want to start collecting them, then you would go to Create. And here are the options you have. You could either create a document, presentation, spreadsheet, or form. These are similar to Word documents and presentations, but they're in Google format. But we're not creating at the moment. We're going to click on Collection, which is making a new folder or new collections. And I'm going to call it My ePortfolio. And here. And now you see that the folder is down here on the left. I also like to click on this little drop down and change. I color code my folders, and it makes sense later why you would want to do that. So I'm going to change to that color, and I'm on this folder. There's nothing in it. I could either, if I already have the documents here, I could click on them and move them into it, but I don't have any for my portfolio yet. I'm going to upload it. What I've done is I've created on my computer, I organized all of my documents and artifacts that I want in my portfolio. That's the hardest part is finding your artifacts and your content to put into your portfolio workspace and your showcase. So here are my folders. I have a folder of, these are Word documents of my Ippy Dippy, a lot of planning. And I want to bring one of those documents into this folder. So next to the Create button is the Upload button right here. People always forget about this. It's not very, you would think they would call it that, but if you click on Upload, you have a choice of files or folders. I can either upload the whole file or whole folder or just a file. For now, we're going to start with files. And again, on my desktop, I have a folder called My Portfolio, and in that I have a relicensure, and these are my documents. Some are PDFs, as you can see by the little icon, and some are Word docs. I'm going to bring in, let's see, one of the Word documents, and as I click on it, here, I'll bring in this one, my new Ippy Dippy, which I just did last year. I'm going to click on Open, and now an option comes up. Do I want to convert it? And as you recall in the lesson, I had written that I do recommend converting to Google Docs, and there are several reasons for that. So I'm going to leave that checked. PDFs are another thing. I generally don't convert PDFs because that's a file I generally don't want to edit, and Google Docs, the format messes it up. So I'm going to uncheck PDF, but I'm going to convert the documents, the Word documents. So I'm going to upload, and it uploaded that document. It did it fairly quickly, so I know it's done. It says complete, so I can close this, but I don't see it because I wanted it here, but I'd have to go back to Home or Owned by Me. So if I go to Home, these are the new, that's the new folder I made, and this is what I just uploaded. But I need to put this into this folder, and there's two ways to do that. I can click on here and click on Organize and check right next to it and apply changes. Click on, and now because this is color coded, I can see it over here. Another way to bring this folder into that this document into that folder is simply click here and drag and drop it in. and then it shows it's a, so you can drag and drop or just select things and move them up. So now I have one document in this folder. Now this document says it's a .doc, but if I click on it and open it, it isn't a .doc anymore. It's a Google document format. So I'm going to change the title by clicking up here on the name of it, and I'm going to just get rid of that. You don't need the .doc because it isn't a .doc any longer. And so now I can go back. I can either go back to Documents by clicking here or this little arrow back to Google Docs. So I have one folder and one document in this folder. Another way to bring all of your documents, because I'm so organized, I have them all in a folder already, I can upload the entire folder. So I'm going to click Upload, Folder, and now I need to find it. So it's on my desktop. It's in a folder called My Portfolios, and it's called Relicensure Portfolio. So I'm going to I don't want to upload it into this folder. I want to upload it. I want it to make its own new collection or new folder. So make sure you know what is selected here. If I was on this and I uploaded it, it would make a subfolder under my portfolio. I don't really want that. I just want it its own separate stand out folder. So I'm going to upload folder. It's right there, and I'm going to hit OK. Now once again, it wants to know, do I want to convert? I'm going to say yes, except for the PDFs, and I'm going to upload. Now, as you can see over here, there are 19 files in that folder, and they all need to be converted and uploaded. So depending on the number of files and how big they are, it may take a few minutes. Generally, it's pretty fast. So in the meantime, here's the new, it just uploaded this folder, and it took the name that was on the desktop, and I'm going to color code it while I'm waiting, and I'm going to give this one something different. Let's see, what color haven't I used? Pink, I guess. And here you can see I'm on this folder now, the new one, and you can see the files loading into it as they're converted. So we're about halfway there. Doesn't take too long, and we're getting there. So, but again, they're all called .doc, which is a little problematic. It's confusing to people. You can go through and rename them if you like. I generally, as I'm using them, will rename them, but I wouldn't go through all of these right now and just rename them. All right, 19 files, they're uploaded and we're complete. So I'm going to close that, and I'm on. So I see all these folders are uploaded, and so that's two ways to bring in artifacts into your Google Drive or Google Documents for future sharing and collaborating and working on them, and then adding them to your Google site. The next step, we'll talk about collaboration. We'll talk about how we would work together with other people and mentors on, for instance, I'll click on this rubric that I created, and as you look at the editor in Google Editor, it's not as complicated as Word, but over here on the right there's a little blue button called Share. Now everything you bring in and create is default is private, but if I click on that, I have some options. Right now I'm the owner, so I can the only one that can edit it, but say you wanted someone else to work with you. So I have another Google account, and again, you can only invite people with Google either in your domain or with other Google accounts. Regular emails don't work. You have to have a Google account to be editors and work in a Google document. So I'm going to invite my other self. I have this account, the CVABE, but I also have a personal Gmail. So if I type in that name, I can invite my other self to edit and work on this document with me, or just comment, or just look at it. So I'm going to invite my other self as an editor. So I'm going to save, and I'm going to, you sure you don't want to? Yeah, I don't want to send an email, and so I'm going to hit OK. So here I have two people, one I own it, and the other me can edit it. Another way to change how people can access this document, for instance, say I wanted this rubric on my website for anyone who's at the website to look at it. I don't have to, you can't go through and invite everybody in the world, but you could click up here and I could either make it public on the web or anyone with a link. I generally like to use anyone with a link because it's people on my site would have access. It's like an unlisted phone number. If it's public, then it's in the Google's database, searchable. People can just find it and use it. So I generally leave it at anyone with a link, and then I'm going to save that, and I'm done. So then this link up here, we'll get to that later when we start putting things on a site. We'll take that URL or put this, and people can access it. So that's just a quick tip. And to go back to Docs, I click here, and now this rubric that the document, you can see a new little word says shared. So as I go through, the only document in my new list here of relicensure that is shared is that one document. So log in, practice uploading a file and uploading a whole folder, color, rename it or change the color, and open up the document and look around and seeing how the share buttons work. And play with these little buttons here. What again, make sure I generally like to star the items that I'm working on. So here I have all of my collections. This is an active collection that I'm working on. That's another one I'm working on. And that way I can quickly just go to Starred and find the items that are current for me. And then I go back to Home or Owned by Me. So again, play around with the options and good luck. We'll see you next time.